This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live, the first show of 2021. Happy New Year, fuckers. Boy, do we have a jam-packed show. This is going to be one of the most interesting weeks, possibly in the history of this country. Tomorrow, we have the Georgia Special Senate runoff election. I've got Trump queued up here. He's in Georgia tonight. We're going to check in with that here in just a little bit. Then Wednesday, a number of House Republicans have come forward, over 100, saying they are going to contest the Electoral College votes. 11 senators have said they're going to join them. This is unprecedented. Nothing is going to come of it, but it is going to be an interesting day on Wednesday. Not to mention the fact that there is a MAGA rally taking place Wednesday opposite of the Electoral College certification. There may be violence. Representative Louis Gohmert has stated they need to resort to violence. They are encouraging it. Trump has said he's going to attend the rally. But of course, the big news has been the call that Trump made to the Secretary of State in Georgia. Now, earlier today, there was actually a press conference by the Secretary of State's office. Or hold on, what's the guy's name? Gabriel Sterling gave a smackdown of all the election conspiracies that have been going around in the right-wing circles. It's a very nice edit together. We're going to play that here in just a little bit. Plus, stick around for Don Jr. dancing to Vanilla Ice. Because, of course. But we start off tonight with the audio leaked yesterday. Now, apparently, 18 times Trump attempted to call the Secretary of State's office in Georgia. 18 times. The Secretary of State's office, Brad Raffensperger, said that they felt after their calls with Lindsey Graham earlier in the year that they felt the need to record calls like this. 18 times attempted to contact the Secretary of State's office. That is correct, Breed Creed. So here is a portion of that audio.
Based on all of this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, Brad. You know, I mean, having a correct... the people of Georgia are angry. And these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that.
Now we're going to check in with the Trump campaign, I guess you'd call it. Whatever the fuck it is that's going to go on in Georgia tonight. It is supposed to be a rally for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue for tomorrow's Senate runoff election. But you know it's going to be more of this shit. And that is one of the things that in the call, he is threatening the political career of Raffensperger, saying that he's going to hold rallies and talk about these numbers.
You know, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
You're just making shit up.
Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's illegal.
This is Ryan, Germany. No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having.
Well, but have they moved? Have they moved the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
Now, Dominion and the Smartmatic people have been getting litigious. They've been throwing out cease and desist orders. I wonder if they sent one to the White House. As if Trump would even care if he got a cease and desist order.
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
2 recounts and an audit.
No, you don't. You don't have. Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes. You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense, and you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan.
There's your threat.
It's a big risk, but they are shredding ballots in my.
But this is going to be like the whole Ukraine call all over again. Trump talks in this weird mob way of implying things. Creed, that's an excellent question. So after the election, my call was that they would split the seats. I thought that Warnock had a much better shot of winning than Ossoff, but seeing the way that everything is gone, I think it's either Republicans take both seats or Democrats take both seats. It's going to, the people that are voting Republican or they're voting Democrat. They're not voting for the individuals in the races. I think it's possible. Right now, your luxury bath table. You must really enjoy that bath table because you have sent me numerous pictures of it. Right now, both Democratic candidates are up about 8-9 points in the polls. So, but we're gonna get to the Georgia race here in just a minute. We're even gonna check in with Trump, who is going to be campaigning live from Georgia. Campaigning. It's gonna be more of this shit about how he got screwed in Georgia.
My opinion, based on what I've heard,
which that's what we want.
Moving machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can. Both of which are criminal fines, and you can't let it happen, and you are letting it happen.
I wonder where he heard that. OAN, Newsmax, or some shit.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find
it's luxurious.
11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
Because that's a conclusion I've had. We won, and we want you to reach that conclusion.
We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this.
What a fucking baby.
And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers.
Re-examine it with people that are going to give it to me.
I'm sure a great lawyer and everything, but he's making statements about those ballots that he doesn't know. But he's making them with...
This whole phone call has been Trump making statements that he doesn't fucking know what he's talking about.
The answer is they all went to Biden. And that alone wins us the election by a lot. So.
Mr. President, you have people that submit information, and we have our people that submit information, and then it comes before the court, and the court then has to make a determination. We have to stand by our numbers.
60 times Trump has been smacked down by the courts.
Well, under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results, okay? You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. This is a faulty election result. And honestly, this should go very fast. You should meet tomorrow because you have a big election coming up. And because of what you've done to the president, you know, the people of Georgia know that this was a scam. And because of what...
okay, so first of all, you've got the compression of just the fact that he's talking over the phone. So it's going to take a lot of the bass out of the voice. But then you've got the fact that the Washington Post has probably compressed it. Whatever software that the Secretary of State's office used to record it compressed it. That is totally Trump. You can't deny it. The pitch is off, but the cadence and the way he's talking, that is 100% Donald Trump. And that was actually the first thing when I was trolling somebody on Facebook. And they didn't even know about the audio yet. And I posted this clip. And he said, "That's not Trump." I'm like, that's fucking Trump. Oh my God.
To vote. And a lot of Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president. Okay? They hate it.
The audio's just been stepped on.
You would be respected, really respected, if this thing could be straightened out before the election. You have a big election coming up on Tuesday.
That's exactly what Trump would say. Now, beyond that outrageous call, he made another outrageous claim during the holiday break. Trump and Navarro have claimed that the inauguration date can be pushed back, which is not true. White House trade advisor Peter Navarro, and what in the hell is the trade advisor talking about the inauguration anyway? Falsely asserted Saturday that the inauguration can be postponed past January the 20th to accommodate an election fraud investigation. They are still trying. Inevitability is coming at them like a fucking freight train. Joe Biden gets inaugurated 2 weeks from Wednesday. I think I've got that date right. Let me verify it. 2 weeks from Wednesday, Joe Biden is inaugurated at noon o'clock Eastern Time. And there isn't a goddamn thing that Donald Trump is going to be able to do to stop it. But man, is he throwing everything at it. And holy shit, I didn't even include in my gigantic list of stories that have happened, I didn't include the 10 living defense secretaries all coming out and saying the military has no place getting involved in elections. In the latest outlandish claim from an administration trying desperately to maintain its grip on power. Oh my God, there's video of it. Of course, it was on Judge Janine. White House trade advisor Peter Navarro.
I would not be surprised to see a special counsel on this. And Vice President Pence, he has the authority.
Seriously, 2020 still haunting us days into 2021. The never-ending election. And you know, unless that motherfucker is locked up, he's going to tour around the country talking about how he was screwed out of the 2020 election for the next 4 fucking years. Justice must be served in order to preserve our sanity as a country.
Day window to do what needs to get done, and I cannot imagine when he looks at the facts, he won't vote the right way on that.
And you know, Peter, the interesting thing is that 10-day window it is something that they can change the date. The first January 20th cannot be changed. That's constitutional. But this whole certification thing, the dates can be changed.
Well, it can be changed, anyway, actually.
Peter
we can go past that date. We can go past that date.
Oh.
We can go past that date.
And just so you know, should a new president not be inaugurated on January 20th at 12 o'clock,
authority to give that 10-day window to do what
the Speaker of the House would become president.
When he looks at the facts, he won't vote the right way on that.
And you know, Peter, the interesting thing is that 10-day window it is something that they can change.
So now what other fuckery are they going to throw? Two weeks. 2 weeks they have. All right, let's check in with the Trump campaign YouTube. Counting down 44 minutes until they go live. Who knows when the fuck? That's odd to me. 9 o'clock Eastern time. That's late. It's kind of past baby Trump's bedtime. We'll check back in with the Trump rally here in a little bit. But Joe Biden was also in Georgia today, campaigning for Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff.
If you send John and the Reverend to Washington, those $2,000 checks will go out the door, restoring hope and decency and honor for so many people who are struggling right now.
You want your 2K?
Senators Perdue and Loeffler back to Washington. Those checks will never.
Tomorrow's the day.
It's just that simple. If you send John and the Reverend to Washington,
So that's been their message. 100% in Georgia. We'll see if it works.
Restoring hope.
Electric billboards on the back of trucks.
Many people are struggling right now.
Talking about the $2,000 survival
If you send
checks.
Senators Perdue and Loeffler
Tying control of the Senate to the need for stimulus money. My bank account's yet to be stimulated. Hey, the Recount providing us with that video. They also had another good one when I was coming across it. So this is Gabriel Sterling. This is from the Secretary of State's office in Georgia. Him responding to election fraud claims.
All right, that did not happen because it cannot happen. None of that is true. Let's just be clear about this. You can't do it. There was not a vast difference in rejection rates. There is no shredding of ballots going on. That did not happen either. Yet the president persists. Secretary Raffensperger does not have a brother named Ron Raffensperger. The president tweeted that out as well. So, all right, that did not happen because
He's so exasperated. I think that's the way we all feel dealing with these fucking morons. And he's a Republican. Speaking of Republican morons, Representative Louis Gohmert says violence is the only recourse after election lawsuit dismissal. This is a multiple-term congressman. After a federal judge dismissed his lawsuit Friday seeking to empower Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the election, Representative Louis Gohmert suggested the ruling means street violence is the only option for Trump supporters who believe the president's baseless voter fraud claims. Oh God, there's video of this.
A last-minute call on a lawsuit against Vice President Mike Pence.
Now, I still believe in the court system. I was part of the court system for decades, and both as a litigant, as a judge, and
I can't watch.
justice. So I believe in it. But I also can tell you that back when I was
I can't watch any more of Louis Gohmert. Wednesday's going to be interesting. And I don't like, this is the first time this has ever happened. I don't know what the congressional proceedings are going to look like. Apparently there's like 2 hours of debate. It takes both houses, as I understand it, in order for anything to happen. So it's a certainty that the House is going to vote it down, the challenge to the results. Therefore, at the end of the day, the election will be certified. It's one of the reasons why Mitch McConnell has fought so hard to not let them challenge it. Because you're going to have to go on the record either for democracy or for Donald Trump. And as a Republican, that's a vote he doesn't want to take. Others are clearly all about the ambition. 11 Senate Republicans say they will oppose the Electoral College results on Wednesday. Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Ron Johnson, who we're going to hear from here in just a second, James Lankford, Steve Daines, John Kennedy, Marsha Blackburn, of course, Marsha Blackburn, and Mike Braun, joined by Senators-elect Cynthia Lummis, Roger Marshall, Bill Hagerty, and Tommy Tuberville. I guess they're not senators-elect anymore. They were sworn in yesterday. They want Congress to immediately appoint an electoral commission with full investigatory and fact-finding authority to conduct an emergency 10-day audit of the election returns in disputed states. Once completed, individual states would evaluate the commission's findings and could convene a special legislative session to certify a change in their vote if needed. Here is Ted Cruz outlining the senator's plans and how he believes it's going to work come Wednesday.
The integrity. Look, we're at an extraordinary time in our country's history. We went into this election with the country deeply divided, deeply polarized, and we've seen in the last 2 months unprecedented allegations of voter fraud. And that's produced a deep, deep distrust of our democratic process across the country. I think we in Congress have an obligation to do something about that. We have an obligation to protect the integrity of the democratic system. And so this past week,
you are the assault on the integrity of the democratic system.
Ultimately of 11 senators that we put out yesterday that we will together object to certification in order to force the appointment of an emergency electoral commission to perform an emergency audit of the election results to assess these claims of frauds. I think we can do that. We can do it promptly. We can do it in 10 days before the inauguration. But I think we have an obligation to the voters and we have an obligation to the Constitution to ensure that this election was lawful.
He doesn't give a shit about lawfulness. With Cruz, it's all about grandstanding. That is 100% political opportunist. Now, Ron Johnson was on with Chuck Todd on NBC. It didn't go too well for Ron Johnson, it seems.
That's for you. Because what you're alleging is essentially you and your colleagues have created this controversy.
I don't know what happened with him growing that beard.
In some ways, as you kind
after
of
the 2016 primary,
which is you made an allegation that there was widespread fraud. You have failed to offer specific evidence of that.
This is Senator Ron Johnson
demanding an investigation on the grounds that there are allegations of widespread fraud. So essentially, you're the arsonist here. President Trump is the arsonist here. You've started this fire, and now you're saying, whoa, look at this. Oh, my God. All these people believe what we told them because you didn't have the guts to tell the truth that this election was fair.
Yeah.
Chuck, this fire was started back in January of 2017. People like Mark Zaid, in his tweet, the coup has started, first of many steps, rebellion and impeachment to follow ultimately. This was started when the mainstream media dropped any pretense of being unbiased.
Speaking of impeachment, they should impeach that motherfucker again. Again. We all heard him violate federal law. We have the audio. We have the evidence. Impeach him again. Remove him from office. I wish the Democrats would play hardball with the Republicans. And can you imagine If a Democratic administration was doing this shit, if Barack Obama had done any of this kind of shit, if there was tape of Barack Obama trying to pressure a Secretary of State to overturn the election results, can you imagine how we would hear from the fucking right-wingers non-stop? 11,780 to be precise. Because that's exactly one more than what they lost by. There's been some good memes going around with that number on it.
And actually chose sides during this election. This fire was started when you completely ignored, for example, our investigation of Hunter Biden. You know, no.
Look. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been. No, I'm sorry.
Evidence of wrongdoing there, and now we find out after the election, no, there is a fair amount of evidence to the point that we have a real FBI investigation.
Senator,
so
all right, I've had enough of hearing this.
Listen, I've had enough of this too. It's
no,
the
Senator,
bias in the media.
Chuck snapping back at him.
A situation where Republicans and conservatives do not trust the mainstream media, and that is what's
Republicans and conservatives are fucking liars.
And
right.
Really,
the destruction
confidence
of
in
the
this election result. So I didn't start this.
Listen, you have spent, and I'm just curious, Senator, you have spent much of your time in the last 2 years carrying a lot of this crazy conspiratorial water for President Trump, whether it was the attempt to somehow blame Ukraine.
Like, well, fucking assholes. Like, I didn't start this.
You've used your committee to sort of create the illusion of voter fraud, as you just described earlier, because there are, quote, allegations. I'm just trying to understand here, what are you doing it for? You're not trying to overturn the election, you just said. Are you simply trying to curry favor with constituents of the president's? Is that what this is all about? Is this a cynical political ploy?
I'm trying to be transparent. You know, one of the things we found out in our hearing is, you know, the basic allegations kind of fall into three categories. I would say the first is the either violation of or lax enforcement of election.
I'd say as white as he is, he's already pretty transparent. He's blending into the fucking background.
Law. There is voter fraud. There always is. We had one witness talk about 42,000 people voting twice in Nevada. The other.
You had a witness. Was she drunk?
It's easy.
Was it Melissa Carone you called to testify?
These allegations.
I signed an affidavit. Did you sign an affidavit?
Here's what I don't understand. You understand how our government was set up. The reason we have a judiciary is because...
Or was it the child molester that Rudy invited to Four Seasons Total Landscaping?
Let me ask you this. Who carried the state of Wisconsin?
Well, Vice
Let me ask you this, Smarty Pants. Who carried the state of Wisconsin? Why was Chuck Todd so proud of himself there?
To be trusted by the public to decide who won or lost an election. Let me ask you this. Who carried the state of Wisconsin?
What?
Well, Vice President Biden has won by 20,000 votes.
Yes, Ron. That's kind of the point. God damn. Now old Steve Schmidt thinks all these shenanigans could very well destroy the Republican Party. Fascism has come to America, he says. Now he says it. Steve Schmidt, one of the founding members of the Lincoln Project, on Saturday delivered an 8-tweet prediction as to the future of the Republican Party. The die is cast for the Republican Party, Schmidt said. It will be destroyed on January the 6th. That's Wednesday. In much the same way, the Whig Party was destroyed by the passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854. The act unraveled the Missouri Compromise and allowed for the westward expansion of slavery. The party could not survive its factionalism. There could be no more accommodation, compromise, and partnership between pro-slavery and anti-slavery Whigs. A new political party was born, the Republican Party. That party will divide into irreconcilable factions on January the 6th. Let's fucking hope. But once again, I've lived through this prediction already once in my lifetime. I lived through the 06 elections, the 08 elections. Was told Republicans would never get elected again. And look at the shape we're in. The autocratic side will roll over the pro-democracy remnant of the GOP. Like the Weimar did in Belgium did the Belgian army in 1940. The 2022 GOP primary season will be a bloodletting. The 6th will be a loyalty test. Now that is true. The 2022 primary season is going to be incredibly interesting. And honestly, with Trump already saying that he's running in 2024, I'd say the presidential race is going to start sooner than it ever has. It'll start even sooner than before the 2022 midterm elections. Does anybody doubt the outcome of the Ivanka Trump versus Marco Rubio primary in Florida? Now that is an interesting question. Chat, what do you think about the Trump kids? Do you think they're going to be able to win? Laura Trump eyeing a seat in North Carolina in 2022. I believe that's Eric's wife. Don Jr. seems like he has political aspirations. Ivanka, I could certainly see running for office. She's obviously the most likable of the kids. Possibly the smartest, but hey, that's a low fucking bar. The Conservative Party in America is dead. It may continue to bear the name Republican, but it will be no such thing. Fascism has, indeed, come to America, and as once was predicted, it is wrapped in the flag and carrying a cross. Well, thank you, Steve Schmidt. About 15 years too late realizing this, aren't you? Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the House yet again.
And dying. McCarthy. Vargas. And dying.
Now there's been a whole uproar about whether the progressives voting for Pelosi, but like the other option was Kevin McCarthy, the Republican. I don't understand what AOC and Ilhan Omar were supposed to do. Because remember, we're talking about a challenge to the Electoral College votes on Wednesday. You do not want Kevin McCarthy to be the Speaker of the House when that shit's going on. Here's Fancy Nancy receiving the gavel.
Madam Speaker, as I hand you this gavel, I just ask that you keep in mind of all the voices in America that have a voice on this floor.
It's a very nice jacket she's wearing. Her home was vandalized over the weekend. Now, Nancy Pelosi's, they wrote, "We want everything" on her garage door had an anarchist symbol. The Nancy Pelosi graffiti, I would bet, came from a right-winger. The Mitch McConnell graffiti, whose house was also vandalized over the weekend, I don't know that wasn't legitimate. But there's just something about the way the graffiti was written on Pelosi's garage door that I don't believe that it was organic.
It gives me great pride to serve as Speaker of the most diverse House of Representatives.
If Biden isn't seated 2 weeks from Wednesday at noon, she becomes president. So if they were, okay, in this scenario, they can push back the inauguration. Trump doesn't get to remain president. Nancy Pelosi would be president. If they don't get to push back the inauguration, that's not going to happen. It's going to be an interesting couple of days, though. I think it would be, I would like to see Nancy Pelosi as the president just for the fact that it would make conservatives' heads explode. It's one of those troll things. I hate Nancy Pelosi with a burning passion. But just to see the reaction and see the conservative tears, I absolutely would enjoy Nancy Pelosi being president. That's why I thought they should have impeached Trump and Pence. That's if she had wrote out the administration as president, that would have made me happy. But of course, Democrats are never going to play that kind of hardball.
Representatives in the history of our country, with a record-shattering 122 women.
I will say, she's like 80 years old.
You can applaud that. 122 women.
She looks good for 80 years old. Can somebody verify that she's 70-something? I want to say she's 80.
100 years after women won the right to vote.
And think about that. She says 100 years after women won the right to vote. "80 years old. She was almost alive for it." We need some new leadership. But now, while everyone else has been upset about the president committing a federal crime for everyone to see and hear, right-wingers have been upset about one of the dumbest things. This is back to the congressional ceremony yesterday.
"We ask it in the name of the monotheistic God, Brahma, and God known by many names, by many..."
They're getting ready to mock something and mock progressives. Well, like, if you're going to mock something about this, wouldn't you mock the fact that he's doing some kind of spell and incantation over a ceremony? What the fuck? Some voodoo ritual? It's 2020, motherfuckers. I don't think we need any kind of voodoo over a House chamber. But if you're going to do voodoo, why not make it gender inclusive?
Many different faiths. A man and a woman. We ask it.
But this,
monotheistic God,
amen, and a woman has made right-wingers' heads explode.
Brahma and God known by many.
That 2 seconds of audio.
Faiths. A man and a woman. We ask it in the name of the monotheistic God.
I've had to hear about it over and over again. And I do believe I have a guy in his truck ranting about it. I'm going to be awful embarrassed if he's not inside his truck. No, he's in his truck.
Right now, and sometimes things just happen. Sometimes I see videos that just make me think people really cannot be this stupid. But then I see video.
This is the same day. And around the same time. If the audio would have came out of Trump committing a federal crime.
Like this. And so the only way to describe it is for you just to see it. This is the brand new 117th Congress. A prayer for the brand new Congress. For God to oversee them, whatever have you.
And once again, how stupid is it that you're doing a prayer in front of Congress?
And now apparently it is sexist to say the word amen. But here you go. Check it out for yourself first.
And nobody said that.
And keep
He's
us.
just being cheeky.
May the Lord make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance.
Did this motherfucker get up there and tell everybody, you have to say a woman now?
This land, and dare I ask, O Lord, peace even in this chamber. Now and evermore.
This is the right-wing outrage mob getting pissed off at language.
And God known by many names.
A motherfucker had to get in his truck and do a whole 3-minute rant about the word a woman.
A woman. Amen.
The people who don't believe in cancel culture.
I do mean, first of all, the word amen translates to so be it. It has nothing to do with an actual man, period. So why change in the first place?
It's almost like he was being cheeky and making a joke.
Sorry, self-inflicting, emotional, safe space, woe is me people that are now leading in Congress.
Gay
You can't
men.
even refer to people as father, mother. You have to use gender-neutral terms in general. And now to pray to God in Congress, you have to change amen and add a woman. A woman translates.
You have to. You have to. It's in the laws now.
Everything. Also,
They are forcing Graham Allen
real quick, just for all the
to always say a woman.
they inadvertently just admit that there are only two genders.
No, goddamn.
And a men, not a man, a woman, a 3 to the 4th power Y. They didn't say any of that stuff. So, two genders. At the end of the day, these are the people that have been elected to be in charge and represent your will as people. Are you offended?
You voted for the guy
I'm not, because
that committed a federal crime, and we knew the audio. You probably knew about it at the time that you were recording this video.
these people are morons.
No, you are a fucking moron. And don't steal my fucking phrase. I call people morons, not the fucking morons in their trucks. Do you know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is? One of the newest members of Congress, of the 117th Congress that was sworn in yesterday. She was kicked off the House floor her first fucking day in office for refusing to wear a mask. She was on with Seb Gorka earlier today. What's up, 16 Tones? Gorka, take it away.
So that she could be Speaker of the House again. Literally flew in COVID-19 positive members of the House and had them walk through the Capitol and go vote in a plexiglass box in there. And that was just shocking to me. It's a slap in the face to all the Americans whose businesses have been shut down, schools have been closed, lives have been ruined. And this is a Speaker of the House who is willing to just defy all of her.
You wouldn't wear a mask on the floor and got kicked off. Like, what the fuck?
Let me read out to our millions of listeners and viewers right now what you posted just 12 minutes ago. Only here in the House of Hypocrites can positive COVID-19 members walk through the Capitol and go to, quote, work when Speaker...
Well, I thought it wasn't any worse than the flu. I thought it was a hoax. It must not be too bad. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene refused to wear a mask on the floor of the House.
Pelosi needs votes, but you can't go to work.
But no. Right-wingers will always talk out of both sides of their asses. I had one tell me that the numbers coming out of China must be a lie. You can't believe the Communist Party of China. And I'm like, well, we know for a fact Donald Trump downplayed it, but I haven't heard you say a word about that. Know for a fact. We know more people have died than what you'll acknowledge. But when it comes to the U.S., it's a hoax. But then when they can be xenophobic towards the Chinese, oh, China lied. You can't trust those sneaky Chinese. Ooh. Serious, actual conversation I had today.
Church, school, and function like a free American citizen. Shameful. And I don't know if there's any case worse than this, but my sources tell me that one of those members, one of those Democrat members who was allowed to attend that vote in Congress, Congresswoman Greene, tested positive just 6 days ago.
Exactly right. And that member wasn't required to quarantine for 10 days or 14 days, whatever the requirement.
So they took precautions in order to have them come in and cast their vote.
She was told to fly right in so that she could vote for Nancy Pelosi, so Nancy Pelosi could wrap her little fingers around.
Well, you just saw the margin. It was razor thin because they lost seats in the House. Yes. I am glad that she had members come in, but that could be because Republicans blocked the ability to be able to vote remotely. So they had to be able to bring somebody in order to, add the leadership in the House because the Democrats have control of the House. Fucking morons. From one Karen bitching about masks to another. This is at the Rouse and the Century City shopping malls. Lots of angry confrontations with customers and a few physical altercations. We've got a few different videos here.
So you need to put your mask on. You're gonna get sick, sir.
Let me guess what's on that red hat of his.
I have a mask for you. Oh, and I also want to get her. I have a mask.
Oh, it wasn't a Trump hat. I look stupid.
I don't wear masks. I don't wear masks. Sir, please. I don't wear masks. He needs a mask. You guys are all going to get sick. We're going to get sick. Hey.
Whoa. Ho.
She breathed out. Hey, really? Yeah, no. He hit this guy hit a woman. Stop. Hey, this guy hit a woman. Yo, this guy hit a woman.
I mean, I didn't see what happened before the video started, but she looked to be the one assaulting him.
Call the cops. You just hit a woman. This guy hit a woman. You hit a woman on video. You hit a woman, bro.
Whoa. They're trying to, ambush people here. Look, she has a microphone and shit. What's going on?
How's he attacking you? You hit her. You hit her. You're attacking me. You hit her. You hit her. We have it on video. We hit her. Where's the cop?
Assault and battery.
You hit her, as she's trying to, rear back and swing at him.
Pussy!
You're a fucking pussy!
You're fucking
wearing in there. If it works so well, right?
All right, this guy right here. I strive to one day be as cool as that guy. That guy, he's my hero.
So well, right? He's following the mob. Look at what she's doing. You're You're filming already? Oh, this coughing. Oh, he's a fake news. This guy.
This is why I do not go out anywhere. I'm not going to put up with any of that shit. Wow. Holy shit, she is off the deep end. Oh, and she's back for more.
Right behind you. Thanks.
Was she calling the cops?
Somebody hit him. Somebody take care of him out there. Come on, Patriots.
I'm sorry about that.
Come on, Patriots. Oh my God. You know somebody's full of shit if they call themselves Patriots. Have we got more of her?
This is America. You cannot tell us what to do. We don't live in China. We know that Ralph is following China. Chinese ruling because Ralph does business in China.
You have no business being here. Bothering other people with insanity. Get the fuck out of here. No, you get the fuck out of here. What's up, Karen?
You get the fuck out of here.
What's up, Karen?
Yeah. You want to wear
What in the...
Fucking nut job.
Where is your fucking gloves if you believe there is a virus? Where is your fucking gloves? You follow the rule completely. You follow the rule completely. Okay?
I am definitely seeing some nut jobs. I don't know if it's the woman they're accusing of being a nut job.
This is America.
Emotions are definitely running high in these supermarkets.
I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen. And I tested negative, so what are you worried about? What are you worried about? Mass Nazi? The Nazis here. You're a Nazi. I'm a mass Nazi. You started harassing these people. Nobody harassed you.
You're harassing us with your fucking germs.
We all tested
It's a
negative.
goddamn
We're
pandemic.
negative. So what's the problem? This is our America.
Woo! Alrighty then. We have another one, an argument breaking out at a Maryland mall with some anti-maskers.
Hey folks, it's James E here with JC Lewis.
Hey, what's up, James E?
We have exciting news, and every Ronald Harper says he began recording on
Trey Ward. I know Trey Ward. I used to work with Trey Ward at a TV station. He is a very good reporter. The TV station that I worked at did not value him at all, so I assume this will be a good package.
on his phone after he saw when a woman was refusing to put on her mask, even while a worker was telling her multiple times.
I don't care, but you're not asking my permission to record me, so you need to take that off of your phone.
Stay away.
Does not need permission. You are in a public area.
Two customers clash in a retail store over an issue that's drawn controversy for months.
You have to wear your mask, man.
Just wear your goddamn mask.
Say that I need to wear my mask.
Right here.
You know what's hilarious is I put on
Sign at the entrance of Arundel Mills where we met Ronald Harper.
I put on these pants earlier today to go out to the mailbox, and I had a mask in the pocket.
Only to 11 News about the New Year's Day incident.
This girl was like walking around with her mask down, like acting like she was drinking water, and the store attendant said, "Ma'am, I actually leave 3 times." And she was just like, "I'm not leaving, I'm not putting on a mask, it's not a law."
Why was she acting like she was drinking water? That
What is wrong with you? You don't care about people? You want people to die?
Excuse me, sir.
People are dying of COVID. Why are you so selfish?
It has a 99.9%
Why are you so selfish?
The situation.
It does not have a 99.9% survival rate. Oh my god, these people are so fucking stupid.
Just like when the
If you
security
touch
guard
me,
comes.
if you touch me, I'm gonna press charges on you.
Good one, Creed.
Back up.
You know me, I'm not a fan of wearing protection.
Closer to Harper, managers step in with a final demand for the woman to leave.
If the guy who has unprotected sex with strangers is telling you that you need to take precautions when you go out because he's worried about catching something, you might want to listen to him.
Selfish and closed-minded to think that it's just a race thing or it's just a thing about politics. It's really everybody out here trying to protect everybody, and we're all struggling with the same disease that's wiping out a lot of us.
Exactly. Over 350,000 people. Over 350,000 people have died of coronavirus. It was like 320 something last time I did a show. I heard somewhere we're looking at probably around 150,000 people dying in the month of January. The rate at which this is accelerating is mind-blowing. I can't imagine what would cause it, though. It's not like there was a group of Christians having a large gathering in LA on New Year's Eve. Sean Fuchs. I think I've played his video before. I think he's a real douchebag. Held a New Year's Eve concert in Los Angeles County on Thursday that drew around 2,500 guests, despite the area's surging number of coronavirus cases. Held the event in the parking lot of the Higher Vision Church in Valencia, with many of the hundreds of guests attending without wearing face coverings. One of many such events. Been holding similar concerts across the country. Yes, we played the video of him on the National Mall in October. I think he was in Nashville sometime in November. Here's video of the event. All packed together. Because that's a Christian thing to do. And I don't understand. I mean, I realize fellowship is a very big part of religion, and without the human connection that gives you the dopamine when you're with people, I understand that there's a lot missing. And maybe the message doesn't resonate. But honestly, during a pandemic, why are digital services not something that more religious leaders are embracing? I don't understand the need to have this gigantic gathering. So this one comes to us from across the pond, I do believe. A dude claims that he can't wear a mask because he has the asthma.
I'm recording you, okay?
You crack on.
So what is it you're stopping me for, sir?
Failing to wear a face mask.
And I've already gave you and identified that I'm exempt and showed you my inhaler, right? Okay? So you tried to make
and I've shot him on.
Oh, the cop whips out his inhaler.
I walked through the barrier.
And that's the thing. That's the only reason I want to play. I don't know what else happens in this video. It's 8 minutes long. We probably won't play all of it. But I wanted to talk about this. Like, if you have asthma, wouldn't you be more apt to wear a mask as to prevent yourself from getting COVID, which would exacerbate your asthma and put you at a higher risk? As I don't understand how you think that having asthma has anything to do with wearing a mask. I don't get it.
My ticket, did I not, sir? Yes or no?
Other than you're probably the person that should be wearing the mask.
Have you got ID on you? Yes.
Am I obligated to tell you? Give you my ID. Under what section?
Yeah.
Under what section?
Well, I'll treat
Under
you
what section? Can you tell me, please?
Yeah.
What?
Failure to wear a face mask.
Under what section?
Yeah, a vehicle.
And boy, the cops sure are far more
I'm not
polite
obligated to give you my name.
in other
We
countries.
need to provide.
Well,
I've got asthma.
name, yes or no?
Okay, listen.
Yes or no, sir? Am I being detained?
At the moment.
Am I free to go?
No, you're not.
Why?
Not at the moment.
What am I being detained for?
Okay. So when a police officer gives you a rationale,
Yeah.
it's always best that you listen to it. That way, you fully understand on the
Cognitive dissonance.
why I'm stopping you. 17 years of experience.
Me by assault. Could you put your hands on me?
Listen, I'm quite happy, right? You can complain about me. 0216 phone.
I will be.
British
I will be.
Passport.
2856 PC Christopolis, based at Blundell Street.
Thank you very much.
They're being perfectly reasonable.
Basically said to me now is I don't.
I would like our cops to be a lot more like cops like this.
That's what I said. You'll see over cameras. I said, mate,
Well, I
I've got
think
things to do.
summarise it, what you said is you don't like police stopping you.
That's what you
don't like police.
That's what you said. That's who you
You
said.
recorded it.
No, I didn't say
you
that,
play
sir.
it back.
I didn't
you
say
said
that,
I
sir.
don't like being stopped.
Assaulted when I'm stopped.
That is
Well, I mean, who would, really?
You know,
am I being
you know
free to
what?
go?
Jog on.
I'm going this way, mate. What? Again, you put your hands on me.
Jog on.
Don't put your hands on me
Jog
because it's assault, mate.
Oh, wow.
I'm an accredited
Don't put
person.
your-
I'm an
don't put your
accredited
hands on me.
person, and I'm
No,
asking you to
you
leave.
are a public servant. You are obligated to answer my questions. I am not Vandalized.
You know.
But you.
That's what it
You're
is.
taking them in?
You lot
No,
just
you've
need to
got a chip on
understand,
the
mate.
shoulder.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
understand.
Big
I mean,
chip.
people don't understand their rules and rights.
Big chip.
Have a good day, Sergeant.
You
Have a good
too.
day, sir.
You too.
I thought they were going to arrest him, shit. Still, he was incredibly polite. Pharmacist accused of spoiling COVID-19 vaccine. Believed it would change people's DNA.
Accused of deliberately spoiling COVID-19 vaccines is now out of jail this afternoon.
Yeah, he was released on a $10,000 signature bond after questions arose whether those vaccines were actually destroyed.
Mary Jo Ola is now live in the Ozaukee County Justice Center in Port Washington to explain.
Shannon, pharmacist Stephen Brandenburg is not criminally charged as of today. The district attorney in Ozaukee County says more testing of the vaccine vials is needed to determine if the case will move forward. Now, you should be seeing some video now of Brandenburg leaving the Ozaukee County jail this afternoon.
That's a very good point.
He appeared over Zoom for a bail hearing earlier today. Now, Brandenburg was being held in the Ozaukee County jail on probable cause. And according to the probable cause statement, Brandenburg admitted he is a conspiracy theorist and said he did not believe the COVID-19 vaccine was safe and intentionally
Admitted he's a conspiracy theorist.
During today's hearing, the Ozaukee County District Attorney revealed the hospital walked back some of their initial information that vaccines were destroyed. The DA is having the vials tested to determine what charges Brandenburg may ultimately face.
Apparently, the only way they can discover that or tell us that.
And I have seen several right-wingers call him a patriot.
Such that some of them or all of them can be returned to Moderna for that testing.
Now, depending on what the tests show will determine how severe those charges could be. Now, the DA, again, is having those vaccines tested. He says if the vaccines are still useful, Brandenburg could face a misdemeanor. The DA also adds that he's working closely with the U.S. State's Attorney. Again, the timeline for that testing is unknown.
So I wonder if he just left them out. They've all got to be stored at extremely cold temperatures. But as I understood it, they are incredibly delicate. But he may not get the harsh charges if they're still usable. From one nut job to another. This, lady, if you guys have wondered what had happened with the whole Hunter Biden laptop fiasco, we finally have an update. This guy is the repair shop owner where the alleged laptop came from. He was on Newsmax a few days ago. I know! I love the hat. I love the look. He could easily be a video game villain. Like I could see like Revolver Ocelot wearing something like this. One of the old Metal Gears or something. Yes, the mutations in the virus are indeed worrying. Fuck, I didn't even, like, as we were going on the air, that's when Boris Johnson was announcing the new stringent lockdowns on the UK. But yes, let's... I love the beret. If I could, I would pull off the beret look.
Kind of hacker, living in the proverbial basement. Set the record straight for us. You've owned this shop for more than 25 years. You've been working on Mac computers for a long, long time.
He definitely does not look sketchy at all.
Recovered data that was on this laptop. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So take us through what it was like when you were there that day and he walked in. I know that you're legally blind and that you use visual aids. When did you realize that it was Hunter Biden that was standing in front of you in your shop?
During the check-in procedure, it's customary for me to ask for the first name, the last name, collect an email address and a phone number. When I got to the customer's last name, there was a pause, and he seemed surprised that I did not recognize him.
What?
And you noticed a sticker on one of the laptops from Hunter's brother. Is that correct? And you're in Wilmington, so the Biden family, they loom large in that area. So you were able to sort of connect the dots. Is that accurate?
Blind bastard.
Rather quickly, one of the 3 machines that was brought to me did have a sticker on the lid of it over the Apple that was from the Beau Biden Foundation. Until the customer told me who he was, I really didn't recognize him. It wasn't until after the process of checking in, transferring the data, then I definitely realized who it was.
How difficult was it for you to find, these videos and these emails and text messages on his laptop?
Well,
the
process that I was hired to perform was a data recovery, and the machine was not stable. So in the process of transferring the data, it's a good idea to verify the data, that the data transferred correctly, so that you can call the customer and get paid for it. So that process, you have to review data. In that process, that's when I saw some things that were questionable.
John Paul, what'd you see on the
I'm amazed they haven't made an Austin Powers Part 4 yet.
Initially it was items.
He just asked the blind man what he saw on the laptop.
Going into it, obviously things got more of a concern when a couple weeks later, his father announced his candidacy. So that became a concern of mine.
Why would it be a concern?
And I understand your hesitancy. The videos, some of them are out there now. Some of the pictures, especially the self-taken photos.
This is the trailer.
President-elect's son, Hunter Biden.
Is this Mike Myers playing this character?
There's a 12-minute video that's fairly disgusting to watch. So you have this information. Nobody's come back to retrieve this laptop. Nobody's paid you for
this video. We've never seen. We don't know what the fuck it is. They've alluded to it being child porn.
How concerned were you that you needed to get this laptop into the
It's
right
all innuendo.
out of your shop? Take us through that.
Well, as the summer progressed, I started to recognize names and events and situations in the media that corresponded with some of the data that I had seen on the computer, and I had gotten pretty concerned, and I felt like there might be criminal material here that needed to be put in the hands of the authorities, and so that was what we did.
I know your dad was in the military for right around 30 years. I think he was a colonel.
So wait a minute. I thought Rudy Giuliani went to him. He went to Rudy?
Contact the FBI through the proper channels in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Was that successful? Did they take you seriously?
At first, no. My father approached the FBI in Albuquerque, and
Wait, but this was in Delaware where this happened.
And
his shop was in Delaware.
We're both pretty kind of felt a little put down, and it took about a month for the FBI.
As I know from Breaking Bad, the Albuquerque FBI is predominantly working on drug trafficking.
If somebody ever came looking for the device, that I was to stall him, and the agent was actually very specific onto the method of stalling him and buying them 24 hours for them to return the equipment so that I could return it to the customer, which seemed odd to me at the time.
So let's fast forward now. Let's fast forward to October 14th, 2020, when the New York Post dropped their initial story.
If I had to guess, if an FBI agent actually did tell him that,
they claimed that they were the result of
these materials didn't come from Hunter Biden. They've come from a foreign agency, and they wanted to track it if it did need to go back.
Was not Russian disinformation, and federal authorities have confirmed they took that laptop from you in 2019. So this laptop is legit. What is on it is legit. That has been verified, and Hunter Biden is now under investigation.
No, it hasn't. No.
Or even the Wilmington Police Department, something like that.
They're saying that the fact that the FBI took this sketchy laptop from this dude is proof
And I thought that
that all their claims of what was on it
Justice Department and was the proper
are valid.
Were you surprised that nobody had come to retrieve this thing with so much private, personal, possibly very clearly damaging information on it?
I was disappointed that
Yeah, somebody just happened to drop off their fucking laptop with all this incriminating evidence on it, with a Biden Foundation sticker. Doesn't sound fishy at all. Another conspiracy theorist. The Nashville bombers' writings reveal his belief in aliens and lizard people. So
Anthony Warner mailed a package to someone in Murfreesboro just days before the bombing. That man immediately turned it over to the FBI. Investigative reporter Ben Hall shares exclusive details about what was inside.
This nondescript package was postmarked December 23rd, 2 days before the bombing. It had no return address, but the rambling pages inside left no doubt who it was from. "Hey dude, you will never believe what I found in the park," reads a cover letter to one of Warner's longtime friends. It was
woof woof, Julio.
a name Warner's friends say he often used when sending them emails. It continued, "The knowledge I have gained is immeasurable. I now understand everything, and I mean everything, from
He achieved enlightenment.
to what the known universe really is." The letter urged the friend to watch some internet videos he included on 2 Samsung thumb drives. On another page, Warner wrote about 9/11 conspiracy theories.
I bet one was the Great Awakening.
That the moon landing and 9/11 have so many anomalies they are hard to count. Warner later wrote that September 2011 was supposed to be the end game for the planet, because that's when he says aliens and UFOs began launching attacks on Earth. He believed the media was covering up those attacks. But Warner's writings were even more bizarre. At one point, he writes to his friend about reptilians and lizard people that he believed control Earth and had tweaked human DNA. Warner wrote they put a switch into the human brain so they could walk.
I bet the pharmacist that thinks that the vaccine is altering people's DNA thought something like that too.
Or anything else that would suggest a specific motive for the Nashville bombing. Now, while News Channel 5 believes summarizing Warner's letters will provide a better understanding into his state of mind, we've made the decision not to publish his letters in their entirety. We're trying to balance shedding light on his mindset prior to the bombing with not giving him unnecessary notoriety. Ben Hall, News Channel 5.
I mean, at this point, he's pretty notable, but that is exactly what he wanted. He wanted the world to remember him. Nashville to remember him. This mediocre white man. Speaking of mediocre white men, Vanilla Ice was the musical guest at Mar-a-Lago for New Year's. Guests who paid 4 figures for tickets to President Donald Trump's annual New Year's Eve party were left to party with his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
his 2 adult sons, and various figures from the conservative media, none of whom wore masks. After the president made a last-minute decision to ditch the event and return to Washington. No official explanation for the president's early departure from Mar-a-Lago was given, though he remains consumed with efforts to overturn the election results. Seems that he came back so he could try to get on a phone call with the Secretary of State of Georgia. Now, I promised you footage from inside the party. Don Jr. posted about how much fun he was having. This is the Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party with Don Jr. singing along to Vanilla Ice. "18 times attempted to call the Secretary of State's office." Look at Vanilla Ice, he's looking all fly. Wow. Now, that's what I'm asking. Like, would you guys attend this New Year's Eve party? This guy right here. Like, he looks so out of place. He had to be 70 something. Of course Don Jr. knows the words to fucking Vanilla Ice. Holy shit. This probably isn't the only song that he knows the words to. He's probably a huge Vanilla Ice fan. He's even got like the one where Vanilla Ice went hardcore and did like a gangster rap album. Don Jr. is a huge Ice fan. Wow. That's what a conservative party looks like. Oh, is that Guilfoyle? That's Kimberly Guilfoyle. Oh God, you're not a Vanilla Ice fan, are you? Clearly he's a douchebag. I think him and Trump are friends or something, aren't they? Wasn't Vanilla Ice on The Apprentice? I don't know. I have never watched an episode of The Apprentice, so I'm not exactly sure what goes on that show. But it seemed like I remember Vanilla Ice was a contestant on one season, one of the celebrity seasons, I assume. I want more footage of Don Jr. singing along to it. And then this is Kimberly Guilfoyle right here. How coked up is she? I'm a little let down that we didn't get an appearance by Giuliani, though. I can't believe we've been watching this for 3.5 minutes. It's not over yet. Songs white people freak out to. Exactly. This is definitely on the top 10 of that list. Come on, ride the train. Come on, Eileen. White people love come. Look. I had a far better time on New Year's than I would have had at this party. And I was just here in my house with my party lights on. Ninja Rap is the only song that matters. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Look at this old guy. He's getting down. So now how does that feel when you're Vanilla Ice, though, and you have to go and do, like, covers the old white people will know? You're not even getting to do, like, your fucking own music. You can only do the one song everybody knows. How many times? How many times did he play Ice Ice Baby that night? That's one of the things, as an avid concert head, I can tell you when you go and see pop acts, they will play their big hit 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times, depending on how long of a set they have to do. There's no DJ in the band. Is there no DJ there? I mean, it's fucking Vanilla Ice. How is there not a DJ? Wait. Does he do construction? Is that a thing? Or are you just making a joke? I don't know about Icon. Well, I see he has a band. But, like, Incubus is a band, and they've got a DJ in their band. You gotta have a DJ to do the wiki.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
But you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
You just gotta keep going, guys. I did not know he had a show about remodeling. I'm just now learning this. Cause like surely you're doing like that kind of a gig, you gotta have some backing tracks or something. Alright, apparently police are investigating after 2 men base jumped and parachuted from a Nashville rooftop on New Year's Day. And we've got Bree Creed chiming in to say that his remodeling show is great. Oh my God. What network does the Vanilla Ice home remodel show? Are you telling me that Vanilla Ice is the new Bob Vila? What the fuck? Where have I been? Okay. I guess the police are investigating because the footage came out of these guys doing a base jump.
Tonight, Metro Police are now investigating.
Bob Vanilla.
Men parachuted from a rooftop hotel bar on New Year's Day. The entire thing caught on camera. News 2's Chelsea Beinfor spoke to witnesses about the terrifying moment.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
When Amanda Bagley went out for drinks on the first day of 2021, she wasn't expecting.
Is Bob Vila still alive? He retired, what, 10, 15 years ago at least. Oh my God, downtown Nashville.
We were really enjoying ourselves. And then in walks this guy, and obviously since Christmas, I've been hyper vigilant about just kind of my surroundings.
Less than a week after the downtown bombing, Bagley thought she was about to witness something else deadly.
So I noticed him and I think, okay.
The dude that jumped off the building or Bob Vila?
A GoPro on that helmet. Okay, that's strange. And then I was like, okay, he's wearing a harness and he's carrying something that looks like a bag. And I'm like, they're about to jump. And all I could think of was like, wow, I hope they know what they're doing.
Bagley said,
well, I assume they do. They're probably bougie as shit if they're on the rooftop of a
on Broadway, walk to the ledge and jump.
Nice building on New Year's in Nashville.
It was clear that they had kind of scoped the area out.
obviously. One of them landed kind of on the street below, so that's Broadway right there. And then I believe the other one kind of sailed towards Union Station Hotel. Oh my gosh!
Says the base jumping caused mass panic as bar patrons watched the men fall towards the ground. They reportedly got in a car and drove away once they landed. A Hyatt spokesperson sent news to the...
Wait, they already had a getaway car? What?
The hotel immediately engaged local authorities, and the guests were subsequently evicted and banned from the hotel. We vehemently condemn this kind of reckless behavior, and further questions regarding the situation may be directed to the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department.
Ultimately, it was just like a scene out of a movie, which kind of felt like I've been living in a movie for the past week here downtown Nashville.
In Nashville,
They're gone.
Chelsea Bimeford.
They're gone.
Well, law enforcement.
Well, I don't understand what the issue is. Nobody was hurt. There was no victim. Why does law enforcement give a shit? All right, that's my show for tonight. Let's check in with the
names of the bases where generations.
Trump campaign in Georgia. Stop the steal. Not a rally for Kelly Loeffler or David Perdue, I'm sure. He was already talking about the NDAA and the renaming of the Confederate bases.
Yeah, let's change the name. Let's change it. Kelly, let's change it. If they name it Trump, let's change it. Now they're going to go back.
Oh, he wants to name the bases after Trump. Okay.
Change to Trump. Watch, they'll say, he's begging for Fort Benning to be changed to Trump. No, I don't want that. The Democrats will surrender the entire U.S. manufacturing industry to China. You notice they never criticized China, right? They never It's Russia, Russia, Russia. I saw it today again. Russia, Russia. Oh, Russia. Here we go. That was another great scam. I've been involved in...
I criticize China all the time. By the way, I criticized Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's connections to China and his wife's connections to China.
We won in numbers like nobody's seen before. If Ossoff and Warnock are elected, they will immediately throw, and you know what's going to happen. They'll throw open American borders and allow tens of millions of illegal immigrants.
You know what this means? I'm not high enough for this shit.
Your schools, your hospitals, and your communities will be overwhelmed. And the wall, remember, we'll build the wall. We're going to build the wall. And that's right, Mexico is paying for the wall. If I were here, they would be. Because we were going to charge them a nice fee right at the entry points. And they were paying for the wall. They paid for 28,000 troops along the wall and along.
Look, the only way that we're ever going to be able to be rid of him and never hear his voice again is if, like,
they want to rip down. They want to rip down. That's why the numbers have been so great. But now everyone's coming.
I'm holding out hope.
They think this guy's going to win. And if he wins,
he's certainly still not taking precautions.
that they could dream up.
You can be reinfected. How many months has it been? The antibodies only last like 3 months.
Can't afford to do it.
Some motherfuckers are going to catch COVID again. Trump dies of COVID in 2021. That's my prediction.
Let's keep this thing going. We have great support in Congress. We have good support in the Senate. I wouldn't say great. Could be better. People will remember the people.
Only 11 senators are going to challenge the results on Wednesday.
Win this race. Democrats will implement nationwide catch and release. You know what that is? You catch a criminal, and you take his name, you say, you're released into our country. I ended it. You're released. Come back in 4 years. We're going to take you to court. So far, nobody's ever...
I mean, isn't that what bail is? Catch and release? Somebody puts up bail?
That's when I had the big debate with Biden. They come back for court. I said, no, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Overwhelmingly.
I don't think so. And turn our entire country into one giant sanctuary for criminal aliens, setting loose tens of thousands of dangerous offenders and putting MS-13 gang members straight into your children's schools. And, you know, we've removed...
Straight into your children's schools. They're going to employ them as teachers.
And I want to thank ICE, and I want to thank Border Patrol, and I want to thank our great law enforcement.
So you're actually going to graduate from 12th grade and you're going to go into the MS-13th grade?
And the people that understand...
That's called the School of Hard Knocks, kiddos.
They understand You're with our law enforcement, right? That's 100%. I don't have to ask her that. They'll allow heroin.
Shady shit does happen to make them appear delinquent. Yes, you are correct. But I think the statistic is like 96, 97 is incredibly high.
They'll eliminate private insurance. We have 180 million people that love their private insurance. You can forget about it. And you'll lose your doctor. Remember, President Obama said, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Guess what? He said it 28 times. That was a lie. That was a lie. That turned out to be a big, great scam lie. And remember, I got rid of the...
I mean, it was more like the insurance industry fucking him over.
Fighting a lot of different fronts, which really doesn't make it Obamacare anymore, by the way. They'll resume the war on Christians and attack Catholic organizations like Little Sisters of the Poor. They will ban voter ID. We want voter ID. Is that so much to ask?
He is, in this few minutes we've been watching, he is more on message about making it more about the Senate than about him. So far, but we've only watched a little bit.
I'll tell you this.
Yes, it's supposed to be about the Senate races. It's supposed to be about David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler.
In America, you know...
Well, no, he is actually framing it more about what would happen if the Democrats have control of the Senate.
And you've got to swarm it tomorrow. Now, the good thing about...
So I will give him props, because the last time we watched one of his rallies from Georgia, it was all about him.
50 states, and they do it to various states. I've never seen anything like it. You know, I was leading in Pennsylvania by hundreds of thousands of votes. All of a sudden, I was tired. I said, what happened? They'll make Washington, D.C.
Massive dumps.
The 51st, 52nd, 53rd states of the Union, guaranteeing the radical left a permanent majority of the U.S. Senate and the House and the electoral.
Why? They always say that like it's a bad thing.
A one-party country, and the party will be the wrong party. They will pack the Supreme Court with crazed extremists, and I'm not happy with the Supreme Court. They are not stepping up to the plate. They're not stepping up. How about that? We don't have, look at the Supreme Court. President of the United States, I want to...
I hadn't even thought about that, 16 Tones.
And they said, sir, you really can't do that. Why? So...
There are advantages and disadvantages.
It's wrong. If you're the president of
to like one of the advantages to the states running the elections is like it's almost impossible for there to be widespread fraud because it's decentralized.
How about that?
But we're also at the mercy, like it could be late into the evening tomorrow night before we know who wins because of the reporting systems.
They had no idea we were going to do the kind of numbers, so that printing press was really moving.
Yes, and that is a violation of federal law. I hope the FBI does look into that.
But the Supreme Court has let us down so far.
And we're on 15 days, man, until you're a civilian.
Maybe they'll come back. They'll pack the Supreme Court with crazed extremists.
For the love of God, as much legal jeopardy as you have put yourself in.
When they start having
please let there be justice in this country and this man be put away.
Rotate to the lowest courts, so they'll rotate.
And there's an incentive. Whatever network broadcasts the trial of Trump, news media.
America's founding.
Do you know the ratings that you will get? The trial of Trump.
They will abolish the Senate. You know this.
Hands down, the trial of the century. It'll be bigger than OJ.
With you for a long time, they're going to do that. At some point, they're going to do that. And why don't we do it first? I said it. If they're going to do it, you might as well do it first. And now everybody said, you were right. But you know what? I want to be wrong because I want these two to win, because if they win, we don't want to do it. It's a bad thing for our country. But that would give them the power to ram through every diluted piece of left-wing legislation that they've ever wanted, that they've ever dreamt of.
I wish acting like fucking split control of the Senate is going to empower the radicals in the left. I wish.
Will be like a large-scale version of so many other countries that you look at that are poverty. America, as you know it, will be over, and it will never, I believe, be able to come back again. It'll be too far gone. Your vote tomorrow could lose.
I'm worried it already is too far gone. I think we are a failed state, Trump.
The America that we love.
I think you're the biggest example of that.
For other people. I told you. I'm here because of that, because of David and Kelly. The far left wants to destroy our country, demolish our history, and erase everything that we hold dear. This could be the most important vote you will ever cast for the rest of your life. It really could be. This is so important. I mean, think of it. It's so important. It's amazing, actually, that in one state you have two races simultaneously. I don't think a thing like that's ever happened before. If you don't show up,
it is crazy.
Democrats will win. A lot of people say, oh, well, Trump.
And for both of them to come down to a runoff.
You know what I want? I want a great country. I want these two very special people to be elected. And I want to be clear, you know, if those of you that know how badly screwed we got, I want to be clear that we can't let that happen again. We can't let that happen again. We're going to come back, and I really believe we're going to take what they did to us on November 3rd. We're going to take it back. But these two people, they can't go through this. They can't go through it.
What does that mean?
If you don't go and vote, the socialists, the Marxists will be in charge of our country. If you don't fight to save your country with everything you have,
I am fighting with everything I have to make sure that the socialists and the Marxists do run this country.
We've had a lot of victories in this state. Just had one on November 3rd, actually. And I love the people of this state. We can't let that happen. The damage they do will be permanent and will be irreversible. Can't let it happen. Nothing and no one will be able to stop them. These Senate seats are truly the last.
YouTube's blurring his face out.
Now, I must preface that by saying because.
A lot better looking, I must admit.
No, I don't think so. So, Kelly, if I might add, I think we're going to win, in which case we'll be the last line of defense. It's called veto, veto, veto.
I think it's to the Democrats' favor.
So tomorrow you must get out and vote for David Perdue and Kelly.
That it's a special election, a runoff that the entire country is focused on. I'm absolutely positive that it helped them with fundraising. Is the Trump website petering out on us? We're on the Trump YouTube right now.
Veto. So tomorrow you must get out and vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. Over the last 4 years.
I'm sure Right Side Broadcasting is like, yeah, there we go.
Right this moment, there is a mad rush.
Right Side Broadcasting, always.
Hurricane Michael, remember Hurricane Michael? And I was down here with
broadcast Trump speeches.
But David Perdue led the charge to get the workers and farmers of your state the relief you deserved. He said, "Sir, can we get $1 billion?" And I said, "We're going to get it, David." And we got
this could be his final public speech as president.
Hurricane, like you have never
if
seen
that makes you feel better.
From a location that is just very unique. It was a horrible thing. I was here for a long time with David, and he worked, and his kin, you know, his kin.
Because I don't like after Wednesday, if the writing is on the wall and he doesn't think he has any other options, like does he just?
But we worked very hard, and we got the farmers and
he hasn't come out much since the loss in November.
And now they're thriving. David has also been one of the most courageous advocates fighting for.
It's been nice not to have him taking up the oxygen
American workers,
everywhere.
American wages, American families, and American jobs. He led the effort in Congress to build the wall. That's right. And Kelly helped on that. She's a little bit newer to the Senate, but she helped a lot.
But honestly, I think people have Trump fatigue.
It wouldn't have happened, actually.
My numbers in this broadcast have dropped since I've been showing Trump.
For our great citizens.
People are tired of him. And we saw that reflected in the elections why 81 million people
USMCA, they say
voted against him.
Giant victory for Georgia. for workers and for farmers all over our country. NAFTA was the worst trade deal probably ever signed.
So, like, I take solace in the fact that, like, this is one of the last times we're going to hear him speak as president.
To confirm nearly 300 federal judges.
15 days.
We have a record on federal judges and 3 Supreme Court judges.
15 days. 3 hours, 20. Oh, I'm in a different time zone. 15 days, 2 hours, 20 minutes, something like that.
No one fights harder for the people of Georgia than David Perdue. David's opponent, John Ossoff, is an unhinged radical leftist. He's not a senator. He's not a senator.
Look how many people. They always point like, oh, look how many people was at his rallies. There's no way he could have lost.
Socialist, crazy Bernie Sanders.
I don't know. He's killing off his followers because he's having gigantic rallies.
Propaganda, and then he failed to disclose his business ties to the Chinese Communist Party.
He failed to disclose his business ties to the Chinese Communist Party. What the fuck?
In American history. If they get in, Warnock and Ossoff, if they get in, you're going to have the largest tax increase that you've ever.
They're back to having American flags everywhere. Remember, towards the end of the campaign, they had the Blue Lives flag. Almost like they had flipped and gone full-blown fascist.
Among many other things. He supports the insane Green New Deal, which would crush middle-class parents trying to raise a family. He will support the socialist takeover of American health care, which will lead to rationing, poverty, and death. Ossoff also backed the radical left-wing crusade to defund police. The last summer, he...
All right, that's going to do it for me because I'm probably going to go really long tomorrow night. Hopefully we're going to know a winner. Probably not. It's probably going to take a while to tabulate the votes. Are they turning on the cops? And is the Trump campaign nimble and smart enough to know that? I know the Proud Boys got really upset. And that's something we're going to talk about on the show tomorrow night, is the leader of the Proud Boys was actually arrested just a little bit ago. So they were upset about the police cracking down on them over the weekend. The police are also cracking down on them ahead of the rally on Wednesday. But we're going to talk about all that tomorrow night on the show. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol, live.